There's one question hidden inside every other question. How do we know anything at all? You ever just sit there and wonder if you actually know what you think you know? Like, not what's the capital of France kind of knowing. I mean real knowing, deep knowing. Soul level, cosmic truth, hand on heart. I know this is true kind of knowing. Yeah. Epistemology, weird, wobbly, sometimes mind-bending, and honestly, kind of fun. It's basically the study of knowledge, or more accurately, the study of what we think knowledge is, how we get it, and whether we're just guessing and hoping for the best. Spoiler, a lot of the time, we're guessing and hoping for the best. Now don't worry. I'm not about to turn this into a college lecture where someone uses the phrase propositional justification and kills the vibe. This isn't a lecture, it's epistemology with snacks and sweatpants. Let's go. So, let's start with the biggie. What is knowledge anyway? Well, for a long time people went with this classic formula. Knowledge is justified true belief. That sounds super neat, right? If you believe something, and it's true, and you have a good reason for believing it. Look at that. You know something. Well, turns out that idea didn't hold up. In 1963, a philosopher named Edmund Gettier came along and basically kicked that beautiful definition in the shins. They're called Gettier Problems. And they show how even when your belief is justified and true, it might not count as knowledge. Here's a classic one. Imagine you look at a clock and it says 2 o'clock. You believe it's 2 o'clock. And hey, it is 2 o'clock. Nice. But the clock is broken. It just happens to be right at that exact moment. Your belief was true. It was justified. But it was also lucky. And luck, not a solid foundation for knowledge. So now we're back to square one. What counts as knowledge if even justified true belief isn't enough? Cue the dramatic music. Now some philosophers say that is not enough. They want more. Like maybe it needs to be reliable. Maybe it has to block all the weird counterexamples. Or maybe it just needs a better vibe. And some just say, hey, maybe we don't really know anything after all. Those folks are called skeptics. And no, not the fun kind who question weird TikTok hacks. I mean hardcore, you can't prove the external world exists skeptics. These are the people who ask questions like, how do you know you're not dreaming right now? Or even better, how do you know you're not a brain in a vat hooked up to a supercomputer being fed this exact experience? Yeah, that's a real thing. The brain in a vat scenario. Sounds like a B-movie, but it's actually philosophy, and here's the kicker. You can't really disprove it. I know. Bummer. But hold on, before you start spiraling, let's take a breath. Because epistemology isn't all doom and doubt. It's also full of hope. It's about trying to figure it out. Trying to pin down the rules of a game we're already playing. And depending on who you ask, there are a lot of different strategies. Some folks are rationalists. They believe we get knowledge through reason. Stuff like math, logic, things that don't change depending on whether you've had coffee yet. If you know 2 + 2 = 4, that's rationalism doing its thing. Others are empiricists. They think knowledge comes from experience. You learn by looking, listening, touching, tasting. Basically, if you've ever licked a frozen pole just to see what would happen, congrats, you were doing empiricism. Then there's Constructivism, which says knowledge is built. It's not just discovered out there waiting for us. It's shaped by culture, context, language, kind of like a social recipe. Mix your background, your assumptions, and your environment, and you get the version of truth that feels real to you. That explains why two people can see the same event and come away with wildly different takes. They're not broken. They're just running different epistemological software. And hey, speaking of perspectives, if you want to expand yours, I dropped some intriguing links in the description. Articles, books, maybe even a weird thought experiment or two. Perfect for flexing your brain between snacks. Don't worry, I'll wait. Go ahead and crack one open. Just promise you'll come back. And here's where things get spicy. In today's world, with the internet yelling 24/7, deepfakes doing their thing, and algorithms feeding us exactly what we want to hear, epistemology isn't just for philosophers in tweed jackets. It's practical survival gear. Like, how do you know what news is trustworthy? How do you decide whether a source is reliable, or if you're just getting dunked in a soup of confirmation bias? That's epistemology, baby. Front lines. Real life. Let's talk about confirmation bias for a second. That's when your brain loves an idea so much, it starts only looking for evidence that supports it. Everything else, ignored. Tossed out like leftovers you swear you were going to eat. It's not a personal flaw. It's how our brains are wired. But knowing it's there, knowing we all do it, gives us a chance to fight back. To step out of the echo chamber, to ask, wait, why do I believe this? And what would it take to prove me wrong? Now that's epistemological maturity. That's philosophical grown-up mode. But you don't have to be serious about it. In fact, I think the best way to deal with all this uncertainty is with a smile. Because at the end of the day, we're all just weird little humans trying to make sense of a strange world. We're guessing, testing, arguing, changing our minds, hopefully learning. Epistemology isn't about having all the answers. It's about asking better questions. Like, what counts as evidence? Who gets to decide what knowledge is? Is all knowledge equal? Is ignorance always a bad thing? Plot twist. Sometimes knowing less is a form of freedom. Ask anyone who's fallen into a Wikipedia rabbit hole and ended up terrified of jellyfish. And let's not forget Socratic ignorance. The idea that the smartest people are the ones who admit they don't know everything. That's powerful, because if you think you know it all, you stop learning. But if you admit you might be wrong, the world opens up. Curiosity kicks in. And curiosity, my friend, is where the real magic happens. So, next time someone says, "You're overthinking it," tell them proudly, "No, I'm epistemologizing it," and then enjoy the look on their face. Because epistemology isn't just some ancient Greek brain game. It's the art of staying curious, of keeping your mental inbox open, of knowing that sometimes saying "I don't know" is the smartest thing you can do. Hey, if that kind of curiosity lights you up, then yeah, you found the right place. Tap that subscribe button like it's a big red epistemological lever, and let's keep asking strange questions together. Who knows? You might not learn everything, but you'll definitely know more than you did before.